and welcome to your meeting of the week this week. I hope you had a really good week on plan, and did you manage to get out and about with your picnics? I've seen a couple of people posting on the page about the picnics this week, so really well done and thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring, and it gives us great inspiration and ideas to know what we can do for ourselves. So don't be shy, keep posting on the page, and let's share all our amazing tips and ideas to keep motivation high and everybody engaged on plan and pushing forward for those great results that I know that we need. You know, motivation gets us started, habit keeps us going. So if we can get into the habit of posting one or two things on the page, even if that's just a week, even if you did one post a day with 70 members in the group, that would be so great to see. And when we're engaged, we're losing more weight, and when we're accountable for our choices, you know, we're on a win-win-win situation. So we did talk about picnics last week. So if you packed up your picnic, could you have done something differently? Could you have made some good swaps during that occasion, and what swaps could they have been, and what impact, if you did swap, could that have had on your weight loss? Okay, so we've got a bank holiday approaching again now this weekend coming, so that's just around the corner. So this means many of us are lucky enough to have an extra day off work. For many of us, it can actually mean lots of eating and drinking with family and friends. And when we're trying to lose weight, obviously that can be quite daunting, because we think, oh God, I've got this coming up now, I'm trying to lose a few pounds, and that's going to really hinder my weight loss plans and progress. But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to fill you with dread, and you shouldn't be stressed out about putting weight on over an occasion. But bank holidays don't have to mean that we're out of control. It has to, you know, it has to become a part of your normal everyday life, that you can go fully into any occasion knowing that you've got it, not that fear of the dread that how will I be able to manage this situation when I'm trying to create a much healthier lifestyle, you know. So rather than dipping out and avoiding it and becoming that recluse, you know, altogether, maintaining that healthy lifestyle around occasions is something that we want to master, something that we want to nail, so that we can go forward into the future adopting that healthier lifestyle around food and drink. Okay, so when we're at these occasions, a lot of people can influence us. So, you know, we've all heard, go on, we won't hurt, oh, you don't need to diet, you look fine as you are. But it's not about the external people around you, it's about how you feel and how you feel within, you know. And if you want to take charge and control of those feelings about yourself, and you want to better your health and your lifestyle, then you have to take some control and accountability and stop worrying about what other people are doing and just concentrate on what actually you're doing. Okay, it's like when I've overeaten before, and I've said to my mum, oh God, I felt in a situation that everybody was feeding me. She said, you didn't have to, nobody sat on you. So it's taking that control back, that accountability, that actually I can say thank you but no thank you, or I'm full at the moment but I'll have some later. Or if you're in that situation when you're being forced on food, you could just say, do you know what, I'm really full now, but if you can wrap it up for me and put it in a bit of foil, do you know, I know that I'm going to enjoy this for my pudding later on. So there's tactics and strategies, and there's always a way we can work around it without offending people. Okay, so your bank holiday is coming up now. How will you stay in control? So let's share some tips about what we can do to control that bank holiday weekend coming. For me, I've had a lot of sleep oh God, I've had no sleep for weeks since about April. My dog's not well. Oh, it's like having another baby. And I definitely know from personal experience when my sleep pattern is all over the place, and you could relate to maybe having a new puppy or a new dog, or you're now on shift work, or anything that disrupts the sleep. How do you think that impacts your choices when you're on a weight loss plan? If you're tired, 9 times out of 10, when we're tired, we can automatically make those wrong choices, okay? So even if you're trying to eat better, a lack of sleep could really undermine your progress, so to speak, okay? So sleep, when you're deprived of sleep, it changes the levels of hormones in your bodies. That helps regulate the appetite, okay? That's the science bit. It suppresses a leptin hormone that helps prevent you from eating. So, and then it increases the ghrelin hormone. I think I pronounced that right. That increases your desire to eat, okay? So this inevitably leads, when we're eating more, leads to more calories being consumed. I know for myself, when I'm stressed out or I'm under pressure, the biscuits get it all the time. It doesn't matter what it is, that seems to be my food that I handle that whole emotion around, you know. If I'm on the biscuits, you know, I've got something bothering me. And sometimes it's not just one or two, it's the packet. So it's that impulse to go to that food. And that's probably because the stress levels are up, I'm not sleeping well, the choices that I make are impacted by how tired I feel, because I can't be bothered, you know, and I just want something quick. So can you relate to that, and can you identify what is the food that you go to that masks your emotions, or you go to when you're feeling tired? So identifying that is a good way that you can move forward on your weight loss journey. With me, it is all about the biscuits, but before I buy a pack of hobnobs with chocolate on, oh my God, I can't resist the hobnobs. So I don't buy them. I replace and remove them, and then if I do have a binge out with the biscuits or I feel thing, I buy rich tea. So already I've identified the problem. I've put a solution in place. Yes, I'm still having the biscuits, but I'm damage limitation. Where rich tea's got about 38 calories in, where hobnob's probably got about 98. So already, can you see, I'm forward thinking, I'm putting something in. It's like a buffer, isn't it, to control that environment you're in that moment. So research shows when we have a lack of sleep, body craves more calorific food. It wants energy, and sometimes that chicken salad, or we know we should have an apple instead of biscuits, it just won't cut it, you know. We're just not, I think, oh, I'll have an apple because I'm upset. Doesn't quite go hand in hand, does it? The feelings of lethargic also leads to less activity, because you know when you've eaten rubbish you get that crash and burn, and then those sugar levels spike up and down. We feel lethargic, we feel rubbish, and then of course our desire to do any activity becomes much lower, and this all again undermines any calorie deficit that we're trying to get into and trying to create, because we know when we're in a calorie deficit and we're eating within our budget, this is when the magic happens and the weight loss happens, okay? So tip 2, when you feel like that, distract yourself. Get outside. Nobody ever does a workout and says, oh, I'm sorry for that. That workout will invigorate you. It will give you a rush, and it, you know, you will feel much better from it. Whenever you felt down or under pressure, have you ever gone for a walk and then always felt better when you come back? So keep going, keep moving. If you've had a boozy night as well, you know, over the bank holiday, how many of us just curl up and die on the sofa in our PJs because we're just like, I can't move, I'm so hungover? That can also have such an impact, because it's not just the alcohol that night, it's the food we choose the next day. So that then can snowball in and trigger off those guilty feelings that we want to eat, you know, eating those soothe feelings of regret. So if you have got a hangover, as hard as it is, drag your sorry backside out of bed, put your Fitbit on and go for a walk. It'll clear your head. 2 paracetamols, a chug of water, go for a walk, okay? So if you've had too much to drink, have a little bit of good protein in the morning as well. So get those bacon and eggs, get a good, fry up, but do it the healthy way. Line that stomach, drink your water, no matter how rough you feel, get outside and deflect yourself from sitting on the couch all day. Easier said than done, I know. I've nursed some very bad hangovers in my time, okay? But just getting outdoors will make you feel so much better, and just staying more active, trying to burn that alcohol off from the night before. So, top 3, junk food. How many of us, because it's a bank holiday, we buy in extra because we've got the extra day off? We already know when we're on a healthy eating plan that when it's the weekend, we tend to be more relaxed. We tend to be more off guard. We might have had a really good Monday to Friday, but the weekend we lax on our plan, okay? So this only intensifies when it's a bank holiday. 9 times out of 10, we have friends over, we're entertaining, we're going out. If we're buying in, we tend to go for the more junk food, and we tend to get more in because people are coming over, okay? So have you been in that situation when you've bought extra in, but junk food that really keeps us satisfied for long? It's because it's got that very little nutrition value. Yeah, it tends to be full and packed of unnecessarily nutrient values. The issue before is therefore we overconsume, which can drive our weight gain up, okay? So the key is, I think, is try to limit the purchase in the supermarkets. If it's in your trolley, it is going to make it to our kitchen cupboards. If it's not in our trolley, it won't make it to the kitchen cupboard. So think about, on a bank holiday, do you tend to over buy on the junk food? Maybe you've got pizzas, maybe you have a lot more pastries in the house, maybe you treat yourself to Greg's or something like that, more sausage rolls, more any beige food, sweet food, more chocolate. When it's a bank holiday, we tend to just say, oh, this would be nice when somebody's coming. So how many of us would eat it if it's there, if you buy extra junk in, okay? How is that going to impact your wanting to lose weight, and is it worth it? There's nothing that we should write off. It's all about that balance. A bit of what we fancy does us good, because at the end of the day, if we don't have a little bit of what we fancy, how are we going to stick to it? How will you stick to your plan forever if you omit everything that you fancy? So it's all about that balance, okay? So let's be sure, if we didn't have some treats and work that into our budget, bank holidays and life would be pretty boring, and there's no way that we would stick on plan, because we would feel really, really deprived. And sometimes if we're deprived, that's not going to keep us motivated, because we're like, I can't do it, it's too hard, or life's too short, and we feed all these emotions to ourselves, these thoughts and these feelings. Oh, I'm not doing this, I love the pudding anyway, I don't care what I look like, until we've eaten it, and then that regret, and think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So if you allow a couple of treats in, you're not gonna feel deprived, and it's gonna, you should be looking at your plan as if you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. So if you can cut everything out for your rest of your life, very unlikely you will stick at it. But if you use moderation skills and balance, and you log everything that you're eating and drinking and account for it, then you're more likely to stay on track and be successful with your weight loss journey, okay? If we're going to really completely deprive ourselves, and you're depriving yourself, could you stay on plan forever? Because I know I couldn't. So plan the bank holiday in today on a Monday. It's Monday today, so I want you planning what you would be doing over the weekend. So reflect back to what happened this weekend just gone. Ask yourself, what did I find difficult? What was the challenges I faced? And if I wanted to overcome those obstacles, what are the things I would need to put in place to sail through a longer bank holiday, okay? Set that expectation on what might occur over that weekend and start now today with the end of the week in mind. So planning is going to be vital for you to stay on course. So try and step up your count in the week, okay? This will give you wiggle room. So I want you being more active this week. So it's going to give you extra steps. When we do extra steps, it burns extra calories. And then it can give you that wiggle room, okay? In case we encounter anything that may happen or trip us up. If you eat too much calories that you earned, no, let me phrase that. If you can do some exercise, you can earn some extra calories, you can put them in the bag, and then if anything pops up, then you can pull it out as an emergency fund. If you do some activity this week and you earn some extra calories to use for the weekend, that will give you wiggle room. But if you earn some extra calories as well and you go over on the weekend, those calories that you've burned might just pull you back into budget and giving you that little bit of flexibility to maybe see that loss. What I did this week, I had 3 very heavy days on plan, and what I normally do is I put my app to lose to pound, a pound and a half, and that gives me about 1,1300 calories a day. What I actually did this week to make sure that I could stay within my budget was I actually put my app, and I changed my app to lose half a pound this week. Therefore it increased my calories up to 16,000 a day, 1,600 a day, and it helped me then see in black and white that I was actually in budget, because otherwise I would have gone midweek, or I've blown it this week and wrote the rest of the week off and thought, oh, I'll start again on Monday. But that empowers you then to stay in control and to try to keep within that budget for the rest of the week, because there's a lot of calories to work with, okay? So even if you've got to amend your app so it gives you more calories but you have a lower rate of loss, but I always say success is still staying the same. When we stay the same, that is success, because it means that we've made some really good choices in the week. We've just slightly gone over on budget, but we've stayed the same. And when we stay the same, that means that we don't have to work the coming week to pull ourselves back to where we are now. So that is got to be success, okay? So think about what you want from your what you want back from your bank holiday weekend. Make small changes in your week. If you're going to a barbecue over the weekend, think about chucking loads of salad and veggies or whatever they've got to offer, a lot lower stuff. Fill up on that first. Maybe have the burger without the roll if you're having an extra glass of wine. Maybe just have a burger instead of a burger, sausage and chicken. Choose better when you're going there rather than just piling your plate to try to keep that calories down, okay? Be mindful of your alcohol when you're there as well. That's a lot of empty calories and that can quickly eat into your budget. If you're eating out, maybe before you go out you can decide, are you going to be having a pudding or are you going to be having a starter, and stick with it. What helps me when I go out is that I may have a starter because I like the prawns. I like a prawn cocktail to start. I'll have my main then, and I always have what I want. And then what I'll do is John and I would maybe share a pudding, and 9 times out of 10 I just want a spoonful, so I got a taste, and that just really does satisfy me. But if you're looking to go out for a meal, think about what you're going to look at the menu before you go. Are you going to have water on the table? Are you going to remove the bread basket? So decide and plan it in what will happen over that weekend to keep you in control. Make sure you log your food choices all week, okay? It just helps you keep that 80-20%, okay? That 80-20 approach. And it keeps you accountable when we're logging, because we've got a great visual of what actually we're putting in our bodies, okay? Keep hydrated, drink plenty of water, especially if you're drinking alcohol, because otherwise you're going to have that hangover that we talked about at the beginning of the meeting, okay? It's all about striking a balance and setting that expectation on what you'd like your week to look like. What type of balance creates a happy medium for you? So it's looking at that happy medium. What do you deem as a happy medium in your week? Be realistic with your choices. You have to decide how important your goal is versus the bank holiday. What goals are you working towards, and why is it so important to you? If you're really going to be serious now about your weight loss goals, where there's a will, there's definitely a way. Remember, it's only an extra day in the week. You are capable of getting through a bank holiday. Just take it one day at a time, one meal at a time, and if you just go over budget, just draw a line, okay, and start again at your next meal. But whatever you decide to do, have a great bank holiday. We still will be weighing in next week, okay? And I think that's your last week then, and I'll invite you for the next 4 after next week, okay? So have a great week. Whatever you decide to do on your bank holiday, make it a good one. Bye.